There is no denying that many among us are fascinated with the lives of the rich and famous. There is something about incredible wealth that attracts us all, and when a seemingly rich influencer provides a window into their opulent lifestyle, we are glued to our screens. But all is not how it seems. It turns out that underneath the glamorous surface, there exists a fake wealth industry designed to attract our attention for internet clout. Today, let's dive into the world of fake flexing millionaires and how they maintain a false image of success. Could it be that most of your favorite Instagram influencers are frauds? Let's find out. The art of influencing is booming, to put it mildly. Studies have predicted that the industry is projected to hit a net worth of up to $15 billion by the end of 2022, and a recent survey revealed that 86% of 13 to 38-year-olds quizzed wish they could become one themselves. A report also found that simply having 42,575 followers is enough to earn the average UK salary. The problem is, it's not quite as easy as becoming a successful influencer. Being funny, hot, or relatable online is only going to get you so far. If you truly want to become blue-tick royalty, you're going to need a massive stroke of luck, a reality TV gig, or another kind of helping hand. Gathering clout is no easy feat, especially in an internet climate that is ruled by extravagance and cold, hard cash. Enter the fake wealth industry. Taking fake it till you make it to the next level, the industry fulfills the opulent dreams of hopeful social media moguls by feeding them the props needed for their Instagram fodder. Private jets, designer brands, you name it. On YouTube, there's a trend of vloggers using Photoshop to edit themselves onto sandy beaches or on shopping sprees to dupe viewers into thinking they're rich and therefore worth watching. The same thought process applies to Instagram. People follow wealthy influencers and celebrities for their daily dose of serotonin-sapping aspirational content. Even if you're not actually rich, if you can at least project that kind of wealth, or so the thinking goes, the followers will follow. For those who aren't particularly Photoshop savvy, there are other ways of going about this. For $64 an hour, influencers and their friends can pretend they've chartered a plane and live out their dream of writing captions like "catching flights, not feelings X." Or head in the clouds, and of course, flex that they, unlike you, can afford a private jet in the first place. On a smaller scale, there's the designer box and bag market. You've likely seen this type of social media post before, one with every luxury brand's name plastered on the fronts of shopping bags for a bragging yet candid assertion of status. Well, as it turns out, these bags may or may not have been completely empty. Designers such as Chanel, Gucci, or Dior are top targets, with thrifting sites such as Depop betraying the strange market for these products. Search empty box or empty bag on Depop and you'll find hundreds of results. It used to be that the only people gagging for empty packaging were year 9s desperate to put their PE kit in an Abercrombie & Fitch bag. In an interview with Input Mag, an anonymous designer reseller with a mostly influencer clientele revealed a recent uptick in requests for empty boxes from designer brands, namely Hermes, Pandora, and Tiffany. At first, I thought it was maybe to store some stuff at home or to recycle it as a gift box for someone, she told Input. I didn't know they used it for Instagram shoots. On Depop, some sellers have an entire account dedicated to empties. One has posted over 600 empty boxes and bags on their account. The items are repetitive, mainly Chanel, Tiffany, Pandora, or Selfridges bags and boxes, or dust bags from Gucci, Louis Vuitton, or Dior. The listings are also wildly expensive. A Gucci hat box for $44, a Dior shoebox for $38, 4 Hermes ribbons for $25, a Louboutin shoebox and gift bag for $70. While you might think stacking up empty boxes is the definition of an anti-flex, according to a seller, one of the influencers who bought Pandora boxes from her now has genuine sponsorship deals with luxury brands, according to Scott Guthrie, an independent influencer marketing consultant. You can usually spot it. Usually something is a little off in the image, he says. The accessory doesn't quite match the outfit, or there may be too many ostentatious signals of wealth in view. Not only is flaunting fake wealth very obvious, says Guthrie, but it can also hurt the identities of certain luxury brands. Creators masquerading as brand ambassadors may tarnish that particular brand rather than promote it, he explains. In China, there's an even cheaper option. For only 6 yuan, less than £1, you can have a recording of your voice added to stock videos of expensive cars, tropical views, and stacks of cash ready to upload to your IG story. While ready-made private jet photo studios and clout-chasing voiceovers aren't widely available everywhere, snapping up empty designer packaging like boxes or shopping bags is commonplace. Other services on offer include videos of sales receipts for luxury cars with the names and dates altered, as well as geotagged social media posts in Dubai or Bali, for example, made to order using the customer's login details. Extravagant displays of wealth have been a content staple in China's cyberspace. In 2011, Guo Meimei, a woman who claimed to be a Red Cross Society volunteer, famously tarnished the humanitarian organization's image by posting pictures of luxury handbags and a Maserati sports car on her social media account. More recently, billionaire playboy Wang Xikang has cultivated a reputation for showing off his wealth by posting photos of $400,000 karaoke club bills and the 7 iPhones he purchased for his pet dog. Since the rise of short video platforms like TikTok and particularly Kuaishou, Chinese people from all walks of life have embraced flaunting their wealth, or laughable lack thereof, on social media. Last summer, the Falling Stars Challenge, or the Flaunt Wealth Challenge as it was known in China, became an online sensation. Netizens posted countless photos of themselves splattered face down on the ground and surrounded by expensive possessions that supposedly fell out of their purses and pockets. While it may start off as a race to acquire social media clout, this obsession with wealth can soon turn into an ugly addiction. Perhaps the most famous fake millionaire in recent times is Anna Sorokin. Using the name Anna Delvey, Sorokin maneuvered her way into elite New York social circles by passing herself off as a socialite with a $67 million fortune overseas. According to prosecutors, she falsely claimed to be the daughter of a diplomat or an oil baron. While in New York City, Sorokin paraded as a wealthy German heiress to infiltrate herself into the inner circle of the city's biggest socialites. During her time in the city, she scammed countless people, hotels, and banks, often using invalid credit cards or fake bank statements to create the illusion of wealth. After bouncing from hotel to hotel and repeatedly not paying her bills, Sorokin was evicted from several hotels. In October of 2017, Sorokin was arrested during a sting operation. At the time, she was staying at an addiction treatment facility in Los Angeles County, California. During her prosecution, it was estimated that she stole around $275,000. On April 25, 2019, Sorokin was found guilty of 8 charges, including attempted grand larceny in the first degree, grand larceny in the second degree, grand larceny in the third degree, and theft of services. That May, she was sentenced to 4 to 12 years in state prison, fined $24,000, and ordered to pay restitution of about $199,000. Her trial lawyer cast her as an ambitious entrepreneur who got in over her head financially and was simply buying time to pay her debts. Then there is also Justin Costello, who posed as a billionaire and twice wounded Special Forces Iraq veteran to dupe investors while portraying himself as a legal cannabis mogul, who pleaded guilty earlier this year to securities fraud. Under a plea agreement with Costello, prosecutors will recommend a sentence of 10 years in prison, with Costello echoing that call and being barred from asking for less time than that. Costello also agreed to pay victims of his frauds, which related to cannabis firms, a would-be bank, and stock pumps and dumps, not less than $35 million in restitution. Costello's guilty plea in federal court in Seattle came 3 months after an FBI SWAT team apprehended the 42-year-old in a remote area of Southern California, carrying a backpack containing gold bars, $70,000 in US and Mexican currency, and a fake ID. Prosecutors agreed as part of the plea deal not to file criminal charges against Costello's wife for any offenses known to the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Western District of Washington in connection with the investigation. Costello had used about $42,000 of investors' money to pay for his wedding, prosecutors have said. Costello admitted in his plea agreement to lying to investors and would-be investors by falsely claiming he had graduated from the University of Minnesota and had a master's degree in business administration from Harvard. Costello also lied by saying he had managed money for wealthy individuals and had 14 years of experience on Wall Street. More than 7,500 investors bought and sold stock in his publicly traded company, GRN Holding Corp. Those investors collectively lost about $25 million. Nearly 30 investors in another Costello company, Hempstract, collectively lost about $6 million after relying on his false statements about the firm's business operations. Those lies included claims that a large grocery business in Chicago had made a $12 million purchase order for Hempstract products and that Hempstract had more than 3,100 kilograms of CBD isolate valued at $10.7 million. Finally, prosecutors wrote, Costello between October 2019 and January 2021 engaged in a fraudulent pump-and-dump stock scheme in which he manipulated the prices of multiple stocks. Costello made more than $625,000 from that scheme. Ultimately, pretending to be rich is obviously much cheaper than chartering a private jet or actually buying expensive jewelry. But it doesn't mean you should do it. What may start as a bit of harmless fun can turn into a dangerous, unhealthy obsession which could lead the strongest among us on a dark path. What do you think? Is the fake millionaire industry just a way to acquire social media sponsorships, or could it be the result of a much greater psychological issue?